Okay, so here's my little 5-minute useless video comparing my trusty Glock 34 Gen 4 to my new Gen 5 Glock 47. So I've shot quite a bit with this 34. I bought it about 6 months ago now. Yeah, I've had it about 6 months. And it's been great for the amount of time that I've had it. You know, famous Glock reliability, all of that. And I've really enjoyed shooting this gun. I've got about 5,000 rounds on it right now. I got this because I wanted a backup gun. I wanted something carry optics legal. This has a mag well on it. Obviously, I could take the mag well off, but I wanted a gun that could double as, you know, a carry optics gun, as well as like a duty gun, and then also a backup to my 34 when I'm shooting limited optics. And it's hard to say yet. I've only got a couple hundred rounds through this so far. I just did about 250 comparing this to this. I've mostly shot the 47, but I shot a little bit intermittently with the 34 just to kind of remember what it feels like. Obviously, I have a pretty good idea of what the gun feels like shooting it, 5,000 rounds over the last 6 months. But, and I mean, this really has some advantages to it right now. I've got the Timney Alpha competition trigger in there, and it's just phenomenal for a Glock trigger. Like, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that for a Glock. This just has the stock trigger in it still. Honestly though, stock Glock triggers don't bother me that much. The one in my 34 was great too. I just had that laying around, so I put it in because it's a match gun. But yeah, so got 5 MOA Defender XLs on both of these. And so far, I think my preference is actually leaning towards the 47. I haven't even done all the stuff to this that I want to. Like, I'm probably gonna leave the trigger alone, at least for now, but I'd like to silicone carbide the grip like I have on this 34. And then I've got a brass plug coming to give the back a little bit of weight. The 34 has lead BBs in there, you can hear that. And then it's plugged off by the mag well. But, and all the mag well really does on this Gen 4 is keeps me from breaking the base of the frame there, the mag well, because the Gen 4s are pretty flimsy. The Gen 5s feel a little better around there. So I'm not as worried about breaking this. I do already have some pretty decent gouges in the plastic, but that's fine. So the comparison so far, I shot some 124 grain, like NATO spec ammo, and that felt pretty comparable to both. This felt just a little bit, I don't know exactly what the right word is, more controllable maybe. Maybe even softer would be a way to say it. It felt like it came back to my point of aim just a little bit more predictably than the 34 did. Then I also shot some 147 grain Blazer brass, and that is where this felt fast and smooth, and I really liked that. The 34, it felt a little more like slow and pushy, like it wanted to actually move the gun around a little bit more. With this, it just felt like it was straight back, straight forward, dot right back on my point of aim, ready to go again, and I really liked that. So, nothing definitive yet because this is just a few hundred rounds in. Not even. I've got like 250 total. So it's really hard to say, and maybe when I go and shoot some like 115s, I'll have yet another opinion. But with the 147s, I definitely preferred the recoil impulse of the 47 over the 34. So, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of surprised, honestly. I really liked the way that 34 was going, and I'm kind of surprised. But I was waffling between getting a Gen 5 34 or a 47. Like, wasn't sure which to do. It came down to like this one was in stock, and the Gen 5 is harder to find now. So I went with this, and I've been happy. So yeah, updates later. Bye.